But first, Jordan, let's begin with the Spider-Man Noir trailer. Hey, yeah, it's editing, Justin. Turns out Amazon is a dick and won't let me post this video with the trailer in it. So please enjoy instead clips of Spider-Man Noir from the trailer set to sounds of me farting. So enjoy that instead. Blame Amazon. You could have watched the trailer. The trailer is free on YouTube. Go watch that instead. Then maybe come back. Okay? Enjoy the farts. See you later. Because that trailer was really, really fun. And really quite unexpected. Okay. So, number one, they announced that there's two versions of this that are coming out. There's going to be a black and white version and a color version. And I watched the color trailer. I think I sent you the color trailer.
You sent me a color trailer, yeah.
Look, I understand. My initial instinct is like, yeah, you gotta watch this in black and white. It's Spider-Man Noir. The comic was in black and white. But, and this is me being not elitist. I don't know what the word for this would be. I can't stand black and white stuff. I understand back in the day it was a necessary thing because color didn't exist yet.
I think in this instance, you asked what it is. I think in this instance, it's whatever the opposite of elitist is. It makes it too fancy and too like highbrow.
Right? For me, like,
it just makes it feel snooty.
For me, I don't. Jake has made a case for the Godzilla black and white version, but I don't like stuff in black and white in the modern day because it never really looks all that. Because they don't shoot it to be in black and white. Like, that was the thing, is back in the day they shot it to be in black and white, so everyone's wearing muted and like muted colors, so it pops better on black and white. Whereas with a lot of modern day stuff, like this show is shot in color. So, like, it's clearly shot in color. There's a color version of it. So the black and white just looks digitally color corrected. And it
looks like they throw a filter over top of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what just modern black and white stuff looks like. I know there's a movie called The Artist, which is in black and white, which is shot like an old school silent film, but, like...
So...
It just doesn't interest me. But it is Spider-Man Noir, so I'm like...
My thing with black and white is... Okay. This is where I'm going to be whatever the opposite of elitist is. In this instance, maybe it is elitist. I don't know. But I don't see a point in black and white. There's certain circumstances where I can understand the choice to do black and white, but I don't see the point to it. I feel like in a lot of instances, it's kind of a cheap thing to do where, like, because it's in black and white, you don't have to have the nuance and like decisions of how color works in a world. And it's just, to me, it makes it feel old. It makes it feel dated.
But like,
but like, that's where I say there are certain circumstances where I can understand the decision to do it.
Yeah.
Like, if it's supposed to be the point, then that's one thing. Or if it's supposed to be like, this is the past. The past is black and white. You can't change the past. And like, it's like an artistic choice or a metaphor or something. I mean, I can respect it at least, but I don't.
The original intent of this is it's supposed to take place in the I think it was like 1930s. Yeah, 1930s New York. And it's supposed to be, he's supposed to be a reflection of the Depression era, what Spider-Man would look like in the Depression era. And
yeah, I mean, I always saw it as a what if. It's just it's a version of him, like, which is different.
To me, if you want this to be in black and white, you should have shot it in black and white. You know what I mean? Like, having two versions of it does both versions a bit of a disservice because the color version looks too bright. The black and white version just doesn't look. I don't know. Just doesn't do it. Anyway, let's talk about the content of this.
So having not seen it, but like 15 minutes ago, my thoughts on it are still very fresh.
Yeah.
So immediately, if you don't mind, I wanna jump in before you get to it because you've had time to sit with your thoughts.
This is true. This is true. I have. I was just gonna before you give your thoughts. I was just gonna.
I need to parse through it still.
I just want to give it a bit of. No, do your fresh reaction right now.
So my first initial thoughts are, because my only real experience with Spider-Noir is from the video game where it's all the different, like, across the Spider-Verse universes or whatever, the 4 different versions. That was really my first interaction with the character, as it were.
Yeah.
So it's very limited. And of course, you know, the Nick, the version which this one is
Yeah.
making
No,
fun of or homaging or
that's what's
whatever.
put a pin in that because no, it's not. And that's one of the things I don't like about this.
I more meant in terms of this one. It is because it looks like the costume from the movie.
It's supposed to make you think of the one from the movie, but it's not the one from the movie. For very
No, but I'm saying the costume is very
he,
much is.
his
He's got the
costume.
trench coat. He looks like a real life
Yeah,
version
that
of
is
the
what he
one
looked
from the
like
movie.
that is what he looked like in the comic. He did have the trench coat and all that.
Not in the game that I
No,
played.
because in the game that you played, it's a different. That's one of the versions of his costume, but the main version of it is the trench coat. I don't know about the hat. The hat might be. I'm pretty sure it is meant to make you think of the movie, but the trench coat is a thing from the comic. He does wear, and then he takes
Fair
off the
enough.
trench coat and he's wearing the version underneath of it.
Fair enough. But what I was gonna say is the costume looks good.
No, costume
Like
looks
the
great.
costume looks great. I don't know enough about the story to be able to tell you if this is accurate.
It's not immediately flat full stop. There's a reason for it. It's not.
But no, but my point was more just like that's my initial reaction
You don't
is
know whether or not to
I
hate this,
don't
whether or not it
know
is.
if it's yeah, I don't know if it's bad. I don't
Well,
know if it's good. It looks fine. It doesn't I think ultimately my thing with it, and this might just be a result of it's the type like because of it's Spider-Noir, but it and you might be like, yeah, no doy. It doesn't feel like Spider-Man.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't even feel like Spider-Man Noir. That's the thing. Spider-Man Noir is way darker. It's R-rated. Number one, the big thing about this is he's not the version of Spider-Man Noir from the animated movie. For one very important reason, and that's he's not Peter Parker.
He's Ben
He's
Riley or
Ben
something like
Riley.
that.
He's Ben
Yeah,
Riley in
yeah.
this. And so this is not an adaptation of the comic. This is a new story with a new tone and a new identity. And I was very impressed by how much he wears the costume. I was very impressed by how he's legit wearing the mask. Like there's a bit where you see him wearing it. And the costume looks good. He looks ridiculous when he swings. Everyone keeps saying the swinging looks great. I don't think it does. I think it looks cheap. But to be fair, it's a
It's a
it's
television
probably
show budget.
yeah, but it is, yeah, maybe. But I don't think the swinging looks all that impressive. I think the costume looks ridiculous when it swings. Like, to me, I think the Spider-Man Noir costume looks better when it's the stripped down version that kind of looks like the Night Monkey costume from
Yeah,
the.
that's kind of what I picture when
Yeah.
I think of Spider-Noir.
To me, that's when it looks its best. When it's the trench coat and the floppy hat, it looks stupid and it looks ridiculous when he swings. I don't care what anyone says. I
I mean, to
don't
me,
think.
to me, the trench coat and the hat come across like in terms of costume design, like they should only be like if he's going into a bar, that's when he
Then
wears it
he
because he's
takes it
trying to
off and
hide.
then yeah,
Yeah, he
exactly.
takes it off to fight, like,
Exactly.
or like when he's swinging around, he takes it off. That's
Um,
to me in terms of like if I'm Ben Riley designing the costume, to me that's what the functionality of that feels like it should be.
yeah.
It's to disguise me.
Yeah, and like the whole thing with Spider-Man Noir is like number one, he doesn't have spider sense. I don't know that he can swing webs. I don't know that he. I guess he must because he's called the Spider. But I don't think he has organic web. I think
I seem to remember in the
he
game
very
even.
specifically doesn't have spider sense. That much I know for sure.
I seem to remember in the game even it was one of those things where they were like, yeah, Madam Web has like enhanced them,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is why he's able to do the thing. And I don't remember if it was the webs that he didn't have or I think he couldn't stick to walls either.
I don't. But he doesn't have the same powers that regular Spider-Man has. But I do know the
Yeah.
spider sense. Very specifically the spider sense. She gives him the spider sense in that game. Yeah, something. She gives him a bunch of additional powers that he doesn't have, which was interesting. An interesting thing about that game because it was a nice attention to detail that they bothered to explain it when they didn't need to. Yeah, I don't. I like the tone, and I like some of the character designs in this. I know that it's got the guy who plays Mad Eye Moody. It's got him. He's Silvermane. I know that they're doing a version of the Sinister Six because it appears that, and from what I understand, Sandman is in this. I don't like Nicolas Cage in this. I really don't. I don't think he's right for this. I think he's way too old. It's just not believable when he's in the costume that he can physically do that stuff. Unless they manage to find a digitally put his face on a decent enough stunt double, so he's doing it without the costume. There's gonna be and to be fair, there's always kind of a disconnect of like picturing like the person doing the Spider-Man stuff underneath the mask doing it. But with him in particular, he's old, man. There's gonna be a weird disconnect. And that doesn't seem to be the point of this. The the description makes it sound like it's the point of this, but it doesn't seem like he seems fully capable of still doing Spider-Man stuff. So the bit doesn't seem to be about him being too old to do Spider-Man stuff. Like, no, he's in the costume. Like, to the show's credit, I was very wrong about the fact that he wasn't gonna wear the costume. He is, and he's wearing it a lot, and it's making it for me unbelievable. Like, if he was there's no
let's be clear though. Let's hold on. Let's be clear though. He's in it a lot in this trailer. That doesn't mean he's necessarily in it a lot in all of the show.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That could be be all that he's in it, and they put it all in this trailer.
But by making, there's no reason for him to be Nick Cage. Like, once you're like, oh, he's Ben Reilly, and he's not even the version of Spider-Man from the movie, what's the point? You might as well recast and have him be played by a younger guy and do something. I don't know. I just don't like. I from the onset, I don't like. I did not want Nicolas Cage in this. I just don't think.
Yeah, I think part of it for me
right out of it.
I think that's part of what made it for me odd. Is it's like I don't see him as he doesn't feel like Spider-Man.
No, he really doesn't.
Like he just doesn't. Also, I was looking up Spider-Noir's powers and because I was curious, and according to the Wikipedia anyway, he has the ability to shoot organic webs from his wrists. In his original two mini series, he does not create web lines. His dark webbing always manifests as a spray or net. So he could spray. He could do webs. He couldn't swing because he can't make it solid enough.
Yeah, he can't.
So that's what they changed for the game. But then apparently after he dies. After his resurrection, I should say, so maybe they mean his run. His web control is fine enough that he regularly creates web lines to swing and projectiles for opponents and stuff. So I guess maybe after for the original 2 run he couldn't, and then after they brought him back he could. I guess.
Yeah. I guess once it became popular, I guess maybe.
Yeah, they more aligned him what he could with what Spider-Man could typically do. I guess at that point.
Rid of that. I don't. Oh yeah. So Nicolas Cage said his what led his the influences that influenced this version of this character. He said that Spider-Noir was 70% Bogart and 30% Bugs Bunny, which in and of himself is also kind of Humphrey Bogart. So there's a lot of Humphrey Bogart in there, which is just that kind of era cliche. I can't think of anything you would know Humphrey Bogart from, but he's one of those cultural icons. He does if you've ever seen a parody of the bit from, I'm pretty sure it was Casablanca he was in, where like, if you get on that plane, I'll regret it. Maybe not today. He's like that the transatlantic accent. Anytime you think of one of those movies from that era, it's kind of a cliche. They got the guy who played Mad Eye Moody, Brendan Gleeson. He is Silvermane, and then you've got Flint Marko, who is going to be in there, played by a guy you don't know, but the Sandman. Yeah. Like the whole point of that original run is all the bad guys in it are they to my recollection don't have superpowers. Like that's kind of the whole bit. Seriously, are you gonna seriously do this every time I open? Oh, that's annoying. That's it. That's Spider-Man Noir. That's it. That's all I. Hey there, everybody. It's Endcard Justin here. Let me know down in the comments. Are you excited for Spider-Man Noir? Are you going to check it out? Are you going to skip it? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. But in the meantime, if you'd like to see the full podcast that this episode is from, our Dawn of the Millennium episode, where we talked about movies from the year 2000 and 2001, click the box on the left. Or if you just want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week. Or you can just leave this video a like. That helps us out too. We'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day, everybody.